What up, though, YouTube? I hope everybody having a blessed day. Out here on this good Tuesday afternoon. So let me take me a little break and get me a cup of coffee real quick. And in light of the things that was on my mind this morning, some experiences I had this morning, I wanted to take the time to make a quick video, drop a few words, you know what I mean, and just really just express myself. And just really talk about the power of perseverance, man. Because, you know, a lot of times in life, it's just so much you almost don't know where to start. And that's kind of the thing, you know. Life can get to a point to where you dealing with so much at one time. You know what I mean? You start to feel overwhelmed. You know, what they call it, it's not encumbered, inundated. You start to get inundated with problem after problem. You know what I mean? Challenge after challenge, frustration after frustration, adversity after adversity. You know, and it's like, no matter how hard you try to get your ducks in a row and then keep your ducks in a row, it's like to no avail. Because as soon as you halfway get done taking care of this, here comes something else and that pop up. And then a challenge that I find that we all have is you don't know what you don't know. So you make all these, I forget which book I was reading. And they was talking about that, how, you know, when you make a plan on your plan, not going as planned. Because you don't know what challenges and what surprises, you know, waiting on you around the corner. So, you know, we make all these lofty goals and plans, and, you know what I mean, unbeknown to you, you got a catastrophe waiting on you with your name on the next Tuesday. You know what I mean? So I find that, you know, and even in my own experience, you know, it's kind of like, you know, well, you feel like, well, once I take care of these things, then I can, you know, I don't necessarily want to say focus on me, but focus on things that you would rather focus on, or, you know, be able to make some progress towards the things that you want to make progress towards. That's how I want to say it, you know. And even though, you know, those things, those challenges are real, I don't know, I just find having a mindset of, I don't want to say sitting around and waiting, but, you know, until this, then that type of mentality, you know, until this is fixed, then I'll, you know, take a stab at that. That's really hindering you, you know, a lot of times more than the challenge itself, the mindset we have. You know, I find that in life, we really have to adopt a mindset of, you know, I call it the in spite of mindset, you know, in spite of this, you know, I'm still going to, you know, get done what I need to get done. I'm still going to persevere, you know, in spite of the challenges and in spite of the frustrations, in spite of this buster, this hater, this, that, and whatever, you know, I'm still going to stay down for my crown, you know, and I'm going to get through it. You know, I'm going to go through it to get to it, and I won't be deterred, you know, and it's just, and that's the other thing I want to talk on. You know, we also, you know, after dealing with so many challenges back to back your whole life, you start to get to a point where it's like, damn, when am I finally going to catch a break? You know, when can I actually get to the point to where, you know, I get a sense of relief, or it's not problem after problem? Man, I think the best way of answering that, a comedian, saw this little comedian skit. He was talking about that. His granny was saying, you only really got two problems in the world. You know what I mean? If you alive or if you dead, you know? And if you alive, you got a problem. And if you dead, you don't. It's like the only way to really get to a point of not having problems in life, you know, is, you know, making your trip. Because as long as you here, you're going to have challenges, and you don't even know what's waiting on you on the other side. Excuse me. And a lot of times we feel like, you know, once you get a certain amount of money or get to a certain status or a relationship, whatever, you know what I mean, you feel like the problems go subside. They won't be as severe. You know, you have somebody to go through whatever, you know, phrases, whatever words you want to put on it, it's not true. You know what I mean? You end up getting more problems or different problems. Like Biggie say, more money, more problems. You know what I mean? So I find getting, again, mindset, and then putting yourself in a position to where you have some comfort or protection from those problems. You know, because they gonna have it. It happens. It's kind of like having insurance. You know what I mean? You don't know what's going to happen or when it's going to happen, but it's a good chance that something is going to happen. And when it happens, you know, I need to be protected as best I can, you know? So, yeah. On a side note, you know, I'm going to get into this in later videos, but that's why, you know, a lot of the problems we have, you know, outside of health or anything like that, nines out of tens can be solved with having a few dollars in the bank account. So, you know, just having that financial cushion, having you an emotional cushion and a mental cushion. I'm big on mental health. Having you a place that you can go to recharge your battery and just get away from all the BS, I think is key. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and I'm a talker too. I'll start to ramble. But to try to get back on point, just the power of perseverance, man, you're going to have to persevere and stand tall through it all. And in my experience, no matter how bad the storm got or how bad it was in that moment, I always eventually got through. You know what I mean? And I find how you go through those challenges or how you deal with the adversity, I think has a lot to do with how we see ourselves and our self-esteem. Because, you know, did I stand up and stand tall and still have belief in myself when I was going through those challenges and knew that it was just a matter of time and I'd figure it out? Or did I kind of, you know, give up belief in myself and start to feel like these problems is bigger than me, I can't overcome it, and you know what I mean, I'm in over my head and I don't know what to do, you know? And I think that's where a lot of the senses of, you know, depression, the anxiety, you know, come into place. And, you know, and not to say that if you have those feelings, you know, anything is wrong. I just think it's having the skills to be able to deal with those feelings and not let them overwhelm you. Be able to know what those feelings are trying to tell you about yourself and be able to deal with it and move forward accordingly. But yeah, man, I just wanted to hop on here real quick, drop a few words, you know what I mean? A little, try to, you know, I don't know if you want to call it inspiration, but really just expressing myself. Hopefully these words resonated with somebody and, you know what I mean, it can help your Tuesday go a little bit better. But, you know, at the end of the day, we all in it together. We all facing the same challenges, struggles, you know, uncertainties in life, you know. So my whole thing is, you know, why not try to be there for each other? Everybody needs a support system, and most people don't have one. So that's going to be a big thing. That's what my channel is going to be about. I'm a goofball. I love to have fun, you know, and joke around. So I'm going to be doing reactions and this and that. But at the same time, the main core of this channel is to try to, you know, create a community of support and comfort and grace and compassion for people, you know what I mean? And I want it to also be a place of growth where we can all come together, share best practices, and just help each other evolve as we all face our different challenges in the world. But like I say, I'm gonna try to end this video because I'll be talking, and you know what I mean? It'll been done 40 days and 40 nights, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to wrap it up. I hope everybody having a good Tuesday, you know what I mean? And it's all love this way, man. Y'all stay blessed. Peace.